Middle school, high school, did you have dances and things like that?
Yes, oh yes, and we had proms, and we had the cutest little card, a little, actually it was like a little miniature program, and we'd write our dates for each number. It was very, very neat and very nice, and we'd have different boys to ask us for a prom dance.
So, I'm curious about this card thing. Would you go to the dance with a date, or would you just go with yourself and then you cycle down your card?
We don't have parties. I remember having a party in my home, and we each of the girls would fill their little book, and it was a good way to have dates. Not actually a date, but for say maybe 15 minutes, you'd be with a certain or different boy.
It's like speed dating or speed dancing.
And what?
It's kind of like speed dating, but not.
No. And we'd walk. We'd
promenade.
We'd have a little short dance, or not really, not all dances, but some walks that we'd walk with this boy and enjoy and talk a lot.
When you danced at things like dances or with your sisters, you said with your sisters y'all took tap. At the dance, you'd have 15-minute turns and
at proms.
At your proms, then you would walk and things like that. What kind of dancing did y'all do?
Just slow dancing.
Just slow dancing. Was it about the same as modern day slow dancing in high school,
yes,
where it's just like arms, awkward walking back and forth, totter?
Right, mainly just with the girl's left hand up on his shoulder and that type of style.
So there wasn't any like, we have line dances, then there's things that are formal like waltzes and it wasn't
waltzes.
It was that okay. What type of thing did you wear to?
Just regular clothes. We didn't have full skirts like square dancing parties would have. I never did go to a square dance.
I was about to ask, did you do square dancing? Because that's pretty awesome. Anything else you can think of pertaining to music or anything?
We had parties quite often in high school.
Like at your house?
Well, at my home or school. We had school parties a lot in the gymnasium.
How big was your school?
Oh, very small. Oh, very small. Probably no more than 200.
In the whole school, so that's...
In the whole school. And
that was...
high school included 7th through the 11th grades.
And so 7th through 11th was the 200
right.
count. Oh, wow. That's small.
And maybe, that is small, and it may have been fewer than 200.
When you had a party at your house, you said something that sounded sort of like a planner party where you'd exchange information on dates and things like that. And you'd have your book. That's what it sounded like.
Small little
address book, or?
Well, it wasn't really a book. It was like maybe an index card folded, and we'd have 1 through 10 numbers, and the boys would ask us for one of the numbers, and we'd put his name on this little card by that number. Very simple, but fun.
So let's walk through, if you were to go to a dance in your high school, you'd show up by yourself?
Well, I'd go with friends or my sisters.
So you get to the dance, you walk in, and what happens? Do you turn in your card, or do you line up and wait? Or?
Well, if you went with a boy, you'd have all the dances with him. But if I didn't go with a date, then other boys could ask for numbers.
Numbers being like on your card, not your phone number.
Yes. And it was fun.
And how late did these dances go? Like what time were you typically home by?
Probably 10.
And were there, I'm assuming there were live bands at these, or?
Not really. No, we'd have just regular music with what do you call them? Dish? No.
The record player?
Well, we'd have records.
Or radio?
Just actually just, we'd have records for sure. And what do you call it, disco?
Disc jockey?
Disc jockey. Sometimes we'd have a disc jockey.
For certain songs, were there certain dances that you would do and certain dances that you wouldn't do?
No.
Or?
Well, fast, if we, some of the dances were fast, like you have now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. You have music for the fast dances, music for the slow.
So, the fast dances, you talked about slow dancing being basically the whole arm around his neck type thing. But what about fast dances? Was it the same thing, just you move faster, or?
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. I never did do the Charleston. What was the other? That was actually before my time, but we still had the Charleston and the jitterbug. Unbelievable, but that was a fun dance.